How do you think your early work may have influenced women today in comics?
Well, as I pointed out, It Ain't Me was the very first all-woman comic anthology, and that makes it, as far as I'm concerned, the grandmother of current books like women anthology. We opened the door. We were the first ones to do it, and once that door was open, women just kept coming through that door,
Yes, ma'am.
and more and more and more. So there's more today than ever before.
What do you think the biggest difference is between when you started and today?
Oh my God, night and day. There were really no women. It was a total boys' club, especially, I can't say especially the underground. Both mainstream and the underground were absolute boys' clubs. I was one of the only two women in San Francisco who was drawing comics, and the guys didn't. They didn't want to have us around. They didn't want girls in their boys' clubs. So we were ignored and we were not invited into their circle. And that's why I did it myself. I had to do it myself.
Yes, ma'am. That's amazing.
And now it's fantastic. There are more women than ever before, and they're so talented. At the Eisners in San Diego Comic-Con this year, there were so many women up there on that stage getting Eisners for their graphic novels, either small press or indies or even self-published graphic novels that were really, really good. There were 10 women, including me. They took our photos in the end. We sat in the front row. 10 women with their Eisners. Never before have I seen that.
That's amazing. Now, doing research and looking over your career, you've done a lot of things first. You've been the first to do many things. What one of those first do you think you're most proud of?
Well, I'm certainly proud of doing the very first comic anthology by women, Next to that, I'm pretty proud of the fact that in the first issue of women's comics, I did the first comic about a lesbian. No one else had ever done that before. At the time, it didn't even occur to me. Those things don't occur to you until later. And you go, wow, that's the first time, but you don't think about that till later.
Right.
And I'm also very proud of the fact that I think it was the late 80s, I co-edited a book called Strip AIDS USA that made a lot of money for AIDS-related causes. And that was when the AIDS was really an epidemic, and I was very proud of doing that. And I'm proud that a little bit, I think in 1990, when the Supreme Court passed the Webster decision, putting abortion in the hands of the states, and we see the result now, that I co-published and edited a comic anthology called Choices that made money for the National Organization for Women now, because, we wanted to help in any way we can.
Right. That's amazing. Is all the things you worked on over the years, is there any one character or one thing you never got a chance to work on that you always wanted to?
Well, I would like to write one for it. I'm very happy with that 4-issue miniseries I did.
Yes, ma'am.
And I also did, I did write one special, standalone issue that was illustrated by Colleen Doran that was about spousal abuse, and that's another one I'm really proud of. But I'd like to really write Wonder Woman. I'd like to do a year's worth of Wonder Woman.
I'm sure everybody would love to see you do that. What are you currently working on?
Well, these are only 2 books of a 6-part series that I've been writing for over the past 6 years. Number 6 is coming out in the fall. It's a lot of fun. It's a series. It's a YA series, but grown-ups like it too.
Okay.
And my final and definitive History of Women Cartoonists, Take This Card, is coming out in the fall also.
And that's the Pretty in Ink.
Yes, and it has there's more in there than in any of the other books. More illustrations, more photos, more information, because you just keep finding out this stuff. And this time I found a Native American woman cartoonist who was a corporal in the WACs during the Second World War and drew comics for the WACs newspaper.
Wow.
And they're good. They're funny and they're good. And she lived in Taos. So this is like even local,
Yes, ma'am.
So that book is coming out in the fall, and I'm very proud of that. And the next Miss Fury is also coming out in the fall.
Oh, great.
This is Miss Fury from 1944 to 49. So the next one is from 41 to 44, and I refer to it as the prequel.
Great. Great. That's amazing. Well, Miss Robbins, we really appreciate you taking a few minutes with us, and it's a pleasure to meet you. And get out there and support independent comics.
Thank you. Yes, for independent comics. Yes.